Excuse me, sir.
Okay. You want to kind of close the door for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. What and why?
I'm sorry, sir.
How much money do you have in here?
I don't know exactly.
Where are you traveling to?
I'm going to DCA Reagan Airport.
Anywhere after that?
Not at the moment.
It says 4,710. What do you do for a living?
Is that relevant, sir?
Yes, it is.
Am I legally required to tell you that?
Well, I'll tell you what. Go kick the plate. You may not be legally required to tell me that, but you will be legally required to tell the police officer that comes to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm just trying to ask some questions to figure out what all this is about so I can get you on your plane. But you want to play smartass, and I'm not going to play your fucking game. I'm trying to ask him some simple questions to determine who he is, why he has it, where he's going with it, and he's playing games with me, and I'm done with it.
No problem. Why you
There's no problem. I'm asking if I'm legally required to answer the questions that he is asking.
Yes, you are.
I'm legally required
Yeah.
to answer the questions about what my employment is.
He's asking you about your money.
He asked me where I work.
Here's the situation.
Yes, sir.
You're coming through a security checkpoint, okay?
Okay.
You're going through a security checkpoint. Whenever you come through a security checkpoint, they have a right to ask you about anything you have on,
Okay.
anything in your bags, your luggage, any containers that you have, anything about it.
Okay.
Because you have a large sum of money,
Mhm.
he's required to ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right? And by you being the owner of this box,
Mhm.
required to answer those questions. Now, if you have a problem answering those questions, then you need to talk to me. And we'll get a detective and the FBI.
Sure. I appreciate
Come
it.
down and
What is your
speak
name,
with
sir?
you. I'm Officer Shelton.
I appreciate your help.
Who are you?
What's my name?
Yeah.
My name is Steve Bierfeldt.
Okay. You have ID with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
Your
Sit
website?
up.
Sit on the ground or whatever.
There you go, sir.
Okay. How much money do you have in your account?
I don't know the exact amount.
Where does this come from? Where's it coming from?
It's my money.
Where's it coming from?
It's coming from somewhere.
Where?
Where?
I'm not gonna play games with you.
I don't
I'm
understand
asking.
the question, sir.
Just 1 second. Just sit your bag down. 672, 71. That's what you type in. Hey, do me a favor while we're in here. Keep your hands out your pockets. Don't use the phone or do anything. All right. Last name phonetic: Boston, Ida, Edward, Robert, Frank, Edward, Lincoln, David, Tom. First name Stephen, Sam, Tom, Edward, Victor, Edward, Nora. Be a white male. Date of birth. Do you have the combination to that
It's not
box?
locked. It's not locked.
It's open.
It's not locked. Can you open it for me?
I haven't looked under here yet.
Same on dispatch. This subject has a large sum of money, refusing to answer questions concerning his money. Mr. Griffith, where are you headed?
DCA, sir.
DC?
DCA.
I see your boarding pass. Okay.
land that expired 2014.
Okay, can you make proper notification? Is there any reason you're not answering the questions at the time?
I'm not refusing any certain. I'm
If
just
you,
asking.
I want you to see from what we're saying. You're coming in with some money, but you don't want to answer any questions about it. You know how much it is, and it's in your possession. I mean,
I'm saying I don't
is
know.
it a secret why you have money or something?
I don't know the exact amount. You're asking where my employment is. I'm simply asking if I'm legally required.
Well, I'm asking. The question is, why do you have this money? That's the question. That's the major question.
Yes, sir. And I'm asking if I'm legally required to answer that question.
Answer that question first. Why do you have this money?
Am I legally required to answer the question?
So you refuse to answer the question?
No, sir. I'm not refusing.
Well, you're not answering.
I'm simply asking my rights
I'm
under
asking
the
you
law.
a question, and you're in return asking me a question. You're not answering.
I don't understand the law, sir, and as a law enforcement officer, I'm asking you for guidance.
I can't guide you on answering the reason you have that money.
Okay. Why not?
Because I don't know you. I don't know why you have that money. I'm not your translator, or you're a caretaker or anything like that. So I can't answer that question.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking you about that. It's like if you were a law enforcement officer and you ask somebody inquiring about something, and they give you an answer, you're not going to guide them into what you want them to say.
Right.
You're just going to answer the question, or they would answer the question if you asked them. That's what I'm simply doing.
Sure. And I'm saying I don't understand the law, sir, so I'm simply asking for your...
It's not a question of the law now. It's a simple question and an answer.
Well, I'm being detained because of the law, sir. So
Because you have a large sum of money
I
that
do
you can't answer why you have it.
I can answer, sir. I'm asking if I'm required by law to answer.
You don't know the law?
Do you know the law, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Am I legally required to answer the
I
question?
can't answer that question for you.
But you know the law, so I'm asking, sir, for your
I'm not going
guidance.
to get in an argument with you or anything like that.
Yes, sir.
Copy 1902. 273, can you check another door? That's MC3072 is American Airlines.
How much you think is in it?
I don't know,
Air
sir.
elevator MP9.
Copy. What door is that?
MC3072 is near American Airlines, near elevator MP9.
I copy.
Do you live in St. Louis? Well, you know you have a Virginia license.
Yes, sir.
You live in St. Louis, or you work in St. Louis? Or why are you in St. Louis today?
Am I required by law to answer the question?
As of right now, you're refusing.
No, sir.
to
I'm not,
do
I'm not,
anything
I'm
I
not
asked you
refusing. No,
about.
sir.
Yes, you are. Actually making this more difficult than it really has to be.
I will tell you one thing. No matter what they decide to do with you, unless I'm satisfied about that, I don't have to let you go through my checkpoint.
This is money. He has it in his possession. He don't want to answer any questions about it. He feels like we should tell him the law. He don't know if he has to answer it or not.
How much money is it?
I don't know the exact amount, sir. The card says about $4,700.
$4,700?
Yes, sir.
Why do you have all this money?
I asked her, sir, if am I required by law to answer the question? That's my.
I'm just asking you why you have $4,700.
I understand. That's my question. I don't
Do
understand
you
the
want
law.
to talk to DEA about it? They'll probably ask.
If they can
more
tell me if I'm
questions.
required to answer the law and question, I'll answer the question. I'm just looking for a
It's a
simple,
simple
yes or
question.
no.
I just want to know why you have $4,700. That's not an unusual thing. I care if I need $50 with
He refused to answer any questions. He don't want to answer. So we're gonna have to take him down to the station.
I mean, that's
and let
suspicious.
DEA, FBI, and all those people talk to him.
Every one of them.
So we can do that.
How old are you?
What's your deal, sir?
I'm 25, sir.
Well, you answered that question, didn't you?
That's on my driver's license, sir.
So, I mean,